Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. Today let's take a look at how to use our old friend Google Slides to create a differentiated assignment with individualized work for each student in your class. So we'd open Google Slides to begin, of course, and then from here we'd create an opening screen with the title, followed by a screen or a slide of instructions for what you want each student to complete. Also on this slide you may want to say you may only work on your own slides so that students know not to go into someone else's bailiwick and change their slide. Our next screen would be a table of contents essentially with each of your students' name. This table was made using the insert table command and then making a 3x2 table right here. You can see that some of the names have been linked, and we'll come back to that in just a moment. From here, each student would have their own individualized assigned slide that they should work on, followed by whatever kind of challenge at the end, some kind of wrap-up, and then a concluding slide as an end cap. Let's take a look then at how to create this table of contents. So, if I highlight each student's name and then come to insert link up here at the top, the one that looks like a little chain, sometimes Google Slides knows which slide to navigate to. And in this case, it seemed to know Diane's assignment. However, generally, you'll need to go to Slides in this presentation and then find the student you want to assign in the list. And I'll do that for the last two. So I highlight the name, click on Insert Link. I can choose from the top of the list if I so desire, which I'll do here. With the last one, Joan, I'll highlight, come to Insert Link. Generally, I have to go down to the Insert Slides in this presentation and then come down to the student's name, and I can insert it from there. Now, what does this actually do? Each of the students will be an editor for this presentation, which means they'll see it in this same format. So when it's time for them to work, all they need to do is come to their name, select the link, and they immediately jump to their individual page, which is kind of cool. For those seeing it as a presentation, it would work like this. Click Present, you'll notice that it comes to this page. When we click on the student's name, it navigates to that student's screen. From here, I've also added some action buttons down here in the bottom corner. These are native in PowerPoint, but for Google Slides, you have to make them yourself. So I created these buttons in Adobe Spark and saved them as transparent PNG files so I can change the theme of this and they won't have a white background. These are programmed now to navigate to the previous slide, next slide, or to take us with the home button back to the table of contents. And let's look how we made those. So here on the first slide that I would have these on, you'll note that I don't have those action buttons on every slide, but using these, what I would do is click to select the action I want to complete, the image right here. I'll come up to Insert Link, and then for this one, I want to go to Previous Slide, and that's not a choice, so I'd come to Slides in this presentation and select Previous Slide. For the house, highlight the house, come to Insert Link. This one, I actually do want to go to the table of contents, which is this click your name to begin your assignment. And then from the last one, I'll click on this one, come to Insert Link. And of course, I do want to go to next slide, which it seemed to understand. Now, the best part of this, once I create these three buttons, I can shift click on the three of them and copy using Command or Control C, and then I can paste them on every slide. And their little programming function will follow. So you can see they're placed in exactly the same location on each slide, and that will work anytime. Now, what do we do with this? Well, once they've completed their work, the students will be able to showcase what they know, and so assessment is easy because as an editor, you can just navigate through the slides to see what they've completed. Here's an example from an assignment we did in my class about integer operations. Here's the table of contents. The students really struggled this year with adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing integers, and especially with subtraction. So each student got a problem they could succeed on, and then they received a challenging problem. And so these didn't have answers. The students needed to go through and answer on their own. Coming up in a little bit, we'll be working with Mesopotamia, and so I have the students' instructions, a sample slide, table of contents, followed by a slide of their particular interest, and I tried to choose some that would be of special interest to the students in the class. For example, Lily is very much interested in mythology, so I gave her the Mesopotamian god Enlil. Now, once this is complete, we'll take this and put it in our Google site for parents to take a look at so that they can review how their students are doing and what they're learning about. So that's really easy to do into a Google site. So some way that you can easily publish. Well, I hope this has been an interesting ride for you and that you'll have great success in making individualized work for your class. Meanwhile, have a great day.